Welcome back to the GSMC College Football Podcast, presented to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. Going to finish up today by talking about some of the best running back rooms, in my opinion, in the nation. Obviously, got to start the conversation with the Penn State Nittany Lions and their electric duo of Kaytron Allen and Nick Singleton. These guys, I think, individually are two of the best backs in the country. Then you combine them, put them in the same room, and they really complement and highlight each other. Allen actually led Penn State last year with 1,108 rushing yards, but then Nick Singleton was only 9 yards behind it, basically. 1,099 rushing yards last year. Did have one fewer game. He was hurt for a game, but also had 12 touchdowns. Both of these guys are NFL caliber starting running backs, and they both kind of do everything well. They both can protect the passer. They both can catch passes out of the backfield. They're both really hard-nosed runners. Both have good ball vision. Just all around great running backs, the both of them. And then when you combine the two, when they can play off each other and give each other breaks and spells, it keeps both of them fresh, and it keeps them dynamic. And it's also not a jealousy thing. They complement each other. They're pretty much best friends off the field, and each one of them can take over a game at any time. You look at the Boise State game in the college football playoff this year, that was Kaytron Allen's time to shine. Had over 100 rushing yards that game. Really was one of the key reasons that Penn State kind of controlled that game the way they did. And then you look at other games throughout the season. Nick Singleton's the main guy. He takes over. But they can both do it at any time. And that ability to kind of complement each other, give Penn State an elite duo, I think that's kind of what makes them. I think they're the top running back room in the country. Definitely, if not one, definitely top 2 or 3. But this is a really great running back room. And those two guys, I think, are both NFL starters in the future. They both could have left and gone to the draft this season, but I was expecting at least one of them to go. I kind of figured Kaytron Allen might leave and Nick Singleton would stay, but they both decide to stay, play another year together. And these are guys that Nick Singleton has been playing since his true freshman year. Kaytron Allen has pretty much also been playing since that time. So they're entering their 3rd, 4th season together as this kind of duo, and they know each other so well. They know when to switch out. They know what situation one is better in. I love this duo, and I think they can be even more special this year. Just with coming back, you might have more of an emphasis on the run game. You lose Tyler Warren. Obviously, they added some guys in the pass game, but that's still very much a question mark. This is going to be a run team, and these guys can put up some big numbers, I think. Also, looking at who the Penn State Nittany Lions lost to in the college football semifinal in Notre Dame. I think Jeremiyah Love is probably the best college football running back right now, returning. 1,100 rushing yards last season, 19 total touchdowns, and just a guy that can make some freakish plays. Also hurdles a ton. If you ever want to look up something, Jeremiyah Love hurdling, guys, is awesome to watch. He clears them. It's pretty crazy. But so that's your headliner, right? Jeremiyah Love. You also bring back Jadarian Price, big play threat, probably the biggest home run hitter in that Notre Dame running back room, a guy that really complements Jeremiyah Love's running style well, and a guy that can do a lot more, I think, in terms of putting up stats. This is a really great running back, too, for them. And then also, behind those two, you have 4 running backs that are pretty young, but just a ton of talent. Aeneas Williams, rising sophomore, he's got the most experience. He had the most experience in 2024. 219 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns last season. Also had a really impressive performance in the Orange Bowl. This is a guy that could definitely step into a bigger role. Then you also have another rising sophomore in Kaytron Young. bigger bodied back, but pretty light on his feet. He's 235 pounds though, so by far the biggest back in the room. Really strong spring this season too. Should definitely at least crack the rotation in 2025. I think this is a guy that probably is your short yardage, goal line running back, just in terms of pure size. I mean, bringing down a 235-pound man is really difficult to do. That's a big running back. Also, I think it's interesting. So, the coach who helped develop Nick Singleton, Kaytron Allen at Penn State, Juwan Sider, he left Penn State, and he's now with Notre Dame. So, could the new position coach there help out Notre Dame even more, give some of these young guys some even more potential? But this is a really exciting room, and one that has a ton of depth and a ton of exciting options, I think. Then I kind of went back and forth between some of my other two teams. I have Texas at 3 right now. I think Trey Wisner coming back, he was not really expected to kind of be one of their main running backs last year. Stepped up because of some injuries, and finished the year with 1,000 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns on the ground. Also caught 44 passes for 300 receiving yards and a receiving touchdown. Going to come back, another year of confidence, another year in that Texas system. I think he's going to be a really great back. Then also, you have the return of C.J. Baxter. C.J. Baxter, as a freshman in 2023, while sharing carries with Jonathan Brooks, had 650 rushing yards, 5 touchdowns, was really expected to kind of take over last season in 2024, but torn ACL, LCL, required surgery, so he was out for all of 2024. I'm excited to see the return of C.J. Baxter. If he can get back to that freshman year form, this is a really high-quality duo with him and Trey Wisner. Also, Jarek Gibson. This could be another guy that could potentially step into a bigger role for the Longhorns. Played in all 14 games last year as a true freshman. Rushed for 377 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Definitely a guy that could be in that rotation as well. I think those 3 backs give Texas a really strong outlook for this upcoming season, and I'm excited to see really the return of C.J. Baxter. Can he step into a bigger role despite that injury last season? Can he get back to form from freshman year and be even better potentially? I think that's very possible. I also think Oregon has a really good running back room for this upcoming year. Your main guy, they do lose Jordan James. Jordan James was their leading rusher from last season. Really great running back, had over 1,200 rushing yards. But you replace Jordan James by bringing in Mekhi Hughes from Tulane. And this is a guy that's a really exciting running back. Will be a junior this year, but had over 1,300 rushing yards as a freshman, over 2,700 rushing yards across his 2 seasons. A guy that also can catch the ball in the backfield, 30 total catches, 243 yards in that time span. I really love Mekhi Hughes. I think he's one of the top backs in the country. And then you also put him in Oregon compared to Tulane, where Oregon has one of the best O-lines in the nation. I think this is a guy that can be even better because he's going to have more holes to run through, just more talent across the board with him. And also, he's going to have a guy to spell him in Noah Whittington. Noah Whittington, obviously the most experienced member of this Oregon running back room. Going to play his 4th season at Oregon this year. 6th year in college overall. This is a guy that's never been the number 1 running back at Oregon during his time, but integral part of the passing game and running game for Oregon throughout that time span. Has 71 total catches during his career, over 2,000 rushing yards. A guy I think can be a really great running back too, and spell Mekhi Hughes when he needs a breather. I think this could be the year that he's the most important to what Oregon is trying to do there. And then I think another guy to watch out for here is Dewan Riggs. Dewan Riggs, redshirt freshman out of D.C. We saw flashes of him, and at the end of 2 blowout games last year, his running style really kept eyes glued to the TV. I don't know if he's getting starting reps this year, but I think he's going to get a lot more action, and just an exciting runner to watch out for there. This is going to be an interesting running back room. Obviously, headliner Mekhi Hughes, but the depth there, I think, is really going to help out Oregon overall. So with that, we're going to end our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the GSMC College Football Podcast. Please remember to subscribe, follow the channel, and if you want even more sports content, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok for more of the content and updates that you love. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to